What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode number 92 of This is KC Sports, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. Your host with the most, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world, Brandon the Franchise Buck, coming at you live in Kansas City. 78 degrees. I am tongue-tied already. 78 degrees. I love this weather. Love it, love it, love it. As I'm rocking out my Pitt State alma mater hat, let's go and talk to our sponsors here right quick. Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Order here at planetjerky.net. Also go to the gram at Planet Jerky, as well as Seal the Deal Wax Seals on the gram, Seal the Deal _wax stamps, as well as order at iesportsradio.com/seal the deal wax seals. And then, of course, IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. I have said it before, and I'll say it again until I am blue, black, purple, green, yellow, blue, red, whatever the case may be, face. If you are going through a hard time, it doesn't matter if it seems small or if it seems big, whatever the case may be. Talk to somebody. Talk to a coworker. Talk to a boss. Talk to a friend. Talk to a teacher. Talk to a parent. Whoever you got, talk to somebody. Because honestly, just like with weightlifting, our body is a temple. We got to keep it fit. We got to keep it healthy. That also means the mind, body, and soul as well. So definitely do not let that go under wraps. Take care of yourself. Also, we have moved away from audio. We are now 100% visual. That also means you can follow us on the Twitter and on the gram, on the Bookie Face, TikTok, YouTube. If you scroll on by and find IE Sports Radio, of course, you can find the direct at IE Sports Radio or www.iesportsradio.com/this is KC Sports. Speaking of the social, since we are 100% visual, no longer audio, find us live. This is KC_IESR, as well as Real Franchise. We collaborate, we talk, we bring people on. The last couple of weeks, we've had some guests. We've had Teal Man Richard Harper, who is the sports fanatic with KC Current. He was on the show for a 2-hour special, as well as we had Jess with Shin Pads and Shenanigans on the show. And so we like to interact. We like to have people. We like to have fun. And that's what this show is all about, having fun. First and foremost, we are going to pay our dues and give credit where credit is due. We got to keep the lights on, which my light is not on right now, but it's not because I didn't pay the bills, which is what we're getting ready to do. We're going to go into our sponsor, as well as we're going to be talking about what's happening in the Kansas City area. We're going to be talking about the Kansas City Royals. We're going to be talking about Sporting KC, what's going on with them. but we're going to be talking about history in the making with Sporting KC over the LA Galaxy. That's pretty impressive, folks, and we're going to be talking about that here in just one quick second. Do not move. Stick around. Episode 92. It is Monday. It is 5 past the hour on 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you may be watching. Don't move. We're coming right back. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. We'll be right back.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clinking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go. For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at iSports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making iSports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another episode of This is KC Sports right here on iSports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, episode number 92. Brandon the Franchise Buck, 77 degrees in Kansas City, loving every minute of it. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit away from sports here, but what's happening? What's happening in Kansas City here? Well, first and foremost, for those of you who celebrate May the what is it? Today's the 5th, so happy Cinco de Mayo for you folks out there who might be out and about. Let's see here. This is Revenge of the 5th for you Star Wars people out there. What is going on in Kansas City? May 5, over at the Linda Hall Library of Science and Engineering. Life Beyond Earth. Of course, why not talk about aliens and whatnot when it's the Cinco de Mayo and Revenge of the 5th, right? Yesterday was May the 4th be with you and all that fun jazz. Let's talk about that here in just a second here. We got a lot of stuff going on today, and this is a reoccurring thing that's happening over at the what is this? My God, the South Plaza. It's over at South Plaza, Midtown. So is there life beyond Earth? I'm just going to read this one paragraph here because there's a lot. This question has fascinated humanity for centuries. Given the vast number of stars and planets in the known universe, it seems possible that there could be an abundance of life. However, scientists have found no credible evidence beyond our planet. Well, guess what? Life Beyond Earth, captivates visitors with history of the scientific search of extraterrestrial life from the 16th century to today. It explores the history of listening for interstellar communications, searching for exoplanets and Earth 2.0, and probing our solar system for alien life. So if you're into that stuff, that's over at Linda Hall. That is over in Midtown, and that is free. That's going to be going on until about 5 o'clock this afternoon. Let's talk about some other things that are going on. I mean, exploring human origins. What does it mean? We've got the Atomic Burger, $7 over at Fat Sully's Pizza. Where is that at? Because that sounds really good, actually. Atomic Cowboy, home of the Denver Biscuit Company and Fat Sully's Pizza, over at Westport in Midtown, 4144 Pennsylvania Ave. God Almighty, I wish y'all need to go check out this picture that they have because it is juicy to the gills, if you will, juicy to the gills. Let's see here. We got some stuff going on over at Minsky's, all new spring salads at Minsky's. Let me tell you, I'm a salad guy. You know, I know that's kind of lame. Nobody really cares about me and what I eat and whatnot. But I just got to tell you, I'm a salad guy. You know, sometimes I'll have ranch. Sometimes I'll have French. Sometimes I will just go crazy and have honey mustard. That's happened one time, and that was a mistake on my part. But Minsky's, I have one close to my home, and they never fail. They never, ever fail when it comes to their pizzas, when it comes to their salads and this and that. They're always so good. So if you happen to be in an area or whatnot, go check out a Minsky's, as well as, you know what, check out Muscle Mondays. And what a great way to celebrate Cinco de Mayo over at the Beer Kitchen off of 435 Westport Road in Kansas City. Let's see here. It's one of those deals. You know, what do I say? My brother and I, we used to have there's this place. In fact, I got Jake right around me. There's this place in Pittsburgh, Kansas, Chatters, if you will. Ahmad, you're very welcome. Um, that used to sell mussels, and Jake and I would go in and have some pops and whatnot, and we'd be watching something. Something would be on, whether it be golf, racing, Royals, Chiefs, hockey, sometimes, and that was our go-to. It would be mussels and toast, and then maybe something else or what have you. But that was our gimmick, and that was fun. So over in Midtown 435 Westport Road in Kansas City, Missouri, over at the Beer Kitchen, it is Muscle Mondays. Check them on out. What do they even say? A pound of Prince Edward Island mussels topped with crispy pancetta and a Chardonnay lemon cream served with olive oil toast and a side of Belgian fries, all for $14. 1 4. You can't beat that, honestly, especially being in Kansas City. You cannot beat that price because not everything is going to be that cheap. Let's see. And of course, over at the KC Wheel, that is an ongoing thing. 2485 Jefferson Street. Bubbles over Kansas City. This is the giant Kansas City wheel that um, we have in downtown. It's right before the bridge to go on the other side of the river, if you will. It's humongous. Let me read you this gimmick here. Spring just got a whole lot more bubbly. This May, head to the KC Wheel for Bubbles Over KC, a month-long celebration where the sky sparkles with bubbles, bites, and beautiful views. Whether you're planning a family day out or a dreamy date night, there's something magical waiting for you at every turn. Visit KC Wheel and Penway Putt May 1 through May 31 for a bubbly celebration featuring limited edition beverages, fun photo shoots, and maybe even some springtime surprises. See you soon, Kansas City. First and foremost, we have got to say hello to the workhorse himself, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Taron Rodriguez. Good afternoon, franchise. Have a great show. Thank you very much, sir. I have a funny feeling it's going to be a good day today. Not because of the fact it's Cinco de Mayo, but because of the fact I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling the warm springtime weather. Granny, Lori Burt, Hulkster, Brandon Buck. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I am, friend. I'm doing great. Jess, the host of Shin Pads and Shenanigans. Have a great show. Uh, also, interesting fact: it is so hard for me to get into salads. It's what I used to tell people when I was cooking for a casino. It's kind of an acquired taste. Sometimes you just need a little bit more stuff than just the bland stuff. But I promise you, once you find that flavor, once you find that recipe, if you will, it's hard to get off of them. They're just so good. They're really, really good. Interesting fact from Taryn. I'm assuming that was during the UFO thing or what have you. That's just my guess here. Anthony Miller, RTSGM. It's good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well down in the Florida, in Florida. A lot of great stuff are happening, guys, in Kansas City, and it's good just to kind of get yourself out of the norm, if you will, and not be stagnant. Sometimes we forget that we just need to kind of go out and smell the roses and everything in between. And this is a good thing. This is a really good thing. So definitely get on out. And it's so beautiful outside. You need to go out and check out the weather. You just do. So why not do something outside? Why not do something and interact with other people and do your business? Um, all this good jazz. Anthony, I really do appreciate that. Everything is good on my end, my friend. Everything is good on my end. We've got a roof over our head. We have Lucky. I think he's somewhere. He might be with his mom right now. He's doing something, but we're doing really well. We're doing very well. Of course, Granny. Love you, my friend, from Anthony and I. Hey, I miss you guys both. I hope everything is going well in your part of the world. Definitely keep up because I believe Mid States Wrestling is going to be in your neck of the woods here very soon. At least that's what I thought I saw on the old Facebook feed. Um, and of course, hello, Lucky. All right, so that's basically what's going on in Kansas City right now. At least that gives you an idea. Here in just a second, we're going to be having some fan interaction. But first and foremost, check me on out. This is KC_IESR as well as Real Franchise. Everything is going to be visual now. We are no longer doing audio. So find us on the Twitter and Gram, Bookie Face, TikTok, YouTube. Scroll on by until you find IE Sports Radio, then find This is KC Sports. You can see all of my past shows, even when we had Spreaker, when we were just purely audio. And I can neither confirm or deny that they have any of my beginning episodes when we first started the show back in the day, which I'm going to, if we do have that on file, I'm going to apologize right now because God only knows what I was even thinking back then compared to where we are right now. Uh, let's see here. We got all that fun stuff done. That's all good and dandy. Now, here coming up really quick, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. It's not going to be very long. I'm going to take a quick commercial break. I would love to interact with you guys as well as we've got some things to talk about, y'all. We've got to be talking about the Royals. We've got to be talking about KC Current. And then, of course, we're probably going to have to, just because of how crazy it was this weekend, we're going to have to talk about Sporting KC. We're going to have to talk about Sporting KC and the old WTF of what exactly happened with these guys. These guys were absolutely impressive, and so impressive that they didn't have to even fire a shot, and they won. I mean, I will take a W against a team that used to host Kobe Jones and David Beckham. So I mean, why not, right? Uh, but ladies and gentlemen, stick around. I'm going to take a very quick commercial break here, and then we're going to come right back. We're going to be doing some fan interaction zone. I want to talk to y'all. I want to see how everybody's doing on wherever part of the world that you're at. Let me know what's going on. I don't even care if it's really, how the weather is. Let me know how you're doing. I would love to interact with you and have a conversation with you on the air. Even if you're not here live right now, that's totally fine because I can still talk to you. You see me, I might not see you, but I can still talk. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, your boy is getting ready to take a little bit more of his gallon water. We're coming back with fan interaction as well as we got the Royals. We've got the KC Current and we have got Sporting KC. And we are going to be right back. You're listening to KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. We'll be right back.
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernick, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Are you a Tar Heel, Blue Devil, Demon Deacon, or maybe even a Gamecock? Do you cheer for the Panthers, the Canes, the Crown? And check out the Carolina Sports Update every week with me, Neil Curtis, to get the latest and greatest on all the sports action in the Carolinas. We'll be talking pro sports, ACC and SEC football, basketball, baseball, and everything in between. We'll even talk a little Formula One racing now and again. So, for the best hour of Carolina sports coverage, catch me each week on Carolina Sports Updates with Neil Curtis, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daryl Kinsey Jr., and I'm welcoming you to take another lap with the fastest show on IE Sports Radio. Yes, this is the Extra Mile with me and my co-hosts Christopher Lehman and Michael Ward. We talk everything racing from NASCAR to IndyCar to Formula One to limited hydroplanes, endurance racing, the NHRA, and more. So come join us for an hour of great racing talk and a lot of fun as well on the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 8 p.m. only on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Everybody, this is Darren Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunder Spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode number 92 of This is KC Sports, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Brandon the Franchise Buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. Welcome back. It is 76 degrees outside in Kansas City. We love to see it, especially a guy like me, who is like Senka from Cool Runnings and freezes when he goes outside and it's 60 degrees outside. So 76 I can deal with. I can deal with 76 degrees. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what do we need to talk about first and foremost? Let's go ahead and start with the boys in blue. They had a pretty good weekend as well as a pretty good series here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all started last Tuesday on the 29th of April. It was 3-1 for the boys in blue, as well as on Wednesday 3-0. Both of the, and of course, Thursday, May 1, 8-2, all against the Rays as they start a new series, or did. Friday the 2nd against Baltimore, Saturday the 3rd, as well as yesterday. So Baltimore beats Kansas City 3-0. We're going to be talking about that game here in just a second. Saturday, the boys come back 4-0, and then the boys finish it in sailing routine 11-6 against Baltimore. Let's talk about Friday, because this is going to be Baltimore Day, at least. So, look about it. We didn't really see anything until the 7th when Baltimore decided to score 3 within the inning, and then it was a standstill for the rest of the game, ending at 3-0 Baltimore over Kansas City on Friday, May 2. The big time players for that, indefinitely, you're going to be looking at Henderson and Rutschman for Baltimore, as well as O'Hearn and Mountcastle, as well as Holiday and Kierstad, as well as Rivera, all of them having hits and whatnot. So, I mean, when it comes right down to it, O'Hearn had the double RBI, as well as Rivera had the RBI as well. So those were your key factors right there, ending at 3-0 for Baltimore. Going into the next game of the series, 4-0 Kansas City. Looks like to be roughly the 4th and 5th inning. Kansas City was the ones on top, whereas Baltimore was at a standstill the entire game. And then, of course, Kansas City hitting 2 runs or gaining 2 runs in the 8th. That it will do it, folks, ladies and gentlemen. 4-0 on Saturday. And then yesterday, let's talk about the big game. Yesterday, 11-6, Kansas City over Baltimore. When it comes to hits and whatnot, you had India, you had Bobby Witt, you had Pasquantino, you had Salvi, and you had Garcia, Massey, and Renfro. Geez Louise, Waters and Mail, all getting their hits. But the RBIs, the ones that actually counted and made a difference with that game, you had India with one, Bobby Witt with two, you had Pasquantino with one, you had Garcia with two, Massey with two, and then of course Waters with two, ending it 11-6 yesterday against Baltimore. Now that is some ball. Is that how Bobby says it? The boys played some ball. Tonight, 6:40, we're taking on the White Sox of Chi-Town, Chicago. Different TV options: Bally Sports Kansas City, Bally Sports Midwest, Bally Sports Oklahoma, Bally Sports Southwest, as well as MLB Extra Innings. If there's a will, there's a way. You can have a free trial off of Fubu, and of course your subscription with MLB TV. What can I say about this game? You're looking at 19-16 versus 10-24. The Royals currently, right now, when it comes to standings, are they're third. Uh, they're underneath Detroit with 22-13, and then the Guardians with 20-14. That sounds about right, about this time frame or whatnot. It's the beginning of May, so towards the middle and end, we're going to be seeing a fluctuation between the Guardians and the Royals. Actually, I honestly think the Guardians are going to be topping the American League Central, and then it'll be the Royals and the Tigers going back and forth. And then it'll definitely just be those three. I don't see the Twins and I don't see the White Sox really doing anything crazy. So, in which case, I think the top three teams and definitely are going to be Kansas City, it's going to be Cleveland, and it's going to be Detroit. But the Royals have to do some major picking up as they are 19-16 in third. The Guardians are 20-14 at second, and then Detroit 22-13, currently leading the AL Central. What can you say about the boys in blue? What can you say about the boys in blue? Michael, how are you doing, sir? I hope everything is going well on your end. Good to see you. Good to have you part of the show and saying hi. I really do appreciate that. I just noticed this. I'm just going to stop everything right now because let's point at Jessica really quick. Colorado weather report expecting snow tomorrow, possibly 7 inches. We will see. You keep all of that stuff on your side, okay? You keep all that snow on your side. I'm done with it. I'm done with the snow. I'm I'm over it. All of my winter stuff is packed. Like I'm in my spring and summer stuff right now. So that's what we're sticking with. Right? You keep all that stuff in Colorado, which actually makes me nervous too because I'm going to be in your neck of the woods here next month. Um, it's I'm going to have to find some hoodies. I'm going to have to find my coveralls. I'm going to have to find something. Um, let's see here. God Almighty. I have this thing that's in my way, and I can't really. Um, I have not a clue what you're talking about, Anthony. Unless you're talking about a baseball game. Um, no offense on that. I have not a clue. You're gonna have to specify, sir. Um, yeah, no, I'm gonna have to definitely check out the weather report for the end of this month because we're gonna be on your neck of the woods, and needless to say, your boy is not going to survive if it's going to be snowing and this and that. I will literally be looking like Senka from Cool Runnings, and I'm going to be in like 5 different coats and like 90 pairs of socks and this and that. And holy jeez Louise. Yeah, no, that's just not a fun time for me, especially since we're in May. But I digress. Maybe I just wasn't born for the cold. That's not too far from the tree. Um, Goodness gracious. What is going on with Kansas City with the boys right now? I can tell you this much. I am super excited for Michael Garcia. He's on his quest for an all-star bid. Um, after the latest Royals win, I mean, his glory remains strong for an all-star glory, I guess if you could say. The quest, if you will. So, I mean, we talked about this. I want to say it was earlier this year, I want to say January or February, we talked about some people that were definitely going to be making some moves other than Bobby Witt Jr. And we all know that Salvi is probably getting towards the end of his career and what have you. You can only play ball for so long and definitely being in a squatting position for so long until finally it's just your body just says no more, no mas. And we talked about Michael Garcia. We talked about Hunter Renfro. We talked about, of course, Bobby Witt. We talked about India. And I want to say there was one more other player too, but those were the big. Those were the big top notches when it comes to the boys in blue. They're doing fine. They're doing fine. When Richard Harper was on the show a few weeks back, we talked about how when it comes to the Kansas City Ball, the boys just kind of take their time. They kind of just take their time and they warm up, no pun intended. And when they get the ball rolling, that's when they get the ball rolling. And that's when we see some big time numbers here. So I'm not worried about anything. We're third in the AL Central. It's Detroit and Cleveland above us. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. There's plenty of ball left to go. There's plenty of stuff that we can do. There's plenty of stuff that Detroit and Cleveland can do that causes us to be number one, and then possibly make it on by into October ball. So, I mean, everything is just fine. Everything is groovy, and I am not worried about that one bit. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Alongside, we're going to be talking about Kansas City Current and how my boy Richard Harper was featured yet again with the social medias of the Kansas City Current with women's rugby that was over at CPKC Stadium. And then, of course, we have to talk about that awesome match with Sporting KC and the LA Galaxy and what that was all about, what it means, and where we're going to go from here. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, stick around. We're coming right back. Don't move. I want to continue talking to you. I want to just know what's going on in everybody's world. So stick around. We'll be right back. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back.
What's up, Wisconsin sports fans? I'm Dan, diehard Baholic, host of the Wisconsin Whistle. Check us out every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. We're talking Green Bay Packers, Milwaukee Brewers, Milwaukee Bucks, Marquette basketball, Wisconsin football and basketball, and all Wisconsin sports. Don't miss us each week, Wednesdays, 6 p.m. on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
It's IE Sports Radio. It is your direct feed for all that is sports. It is Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris every Tuesday night right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris is the most comprehensive view on Philadelphia sports exclusively right here on IE Sports Radio. You know what it is, your direct feed for all that is sports. Tuesday night, IE Sports Radio, Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Davidson,
It's your boy, the Notorious Law.
And we are the hosts of Fast Break here on IE Sports Radio, where we discuss everything in the world of basketball from prep to the pros.
You guys should definitely check us out, man. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We got all the basketball information you guys need, so we look forward to you guys listening in.
And please do, because we are the best basketball show on this side of the Mississippi. And please do check us out on Twitter at FastBreakISR. D-Lock, where's our time again?
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That gives you guys plenty of time on a Sunday.
Tune in.
You guys see that? I know you guys can because I no longer have to do audio and whatnot. That's Richard Harper, aka Teal Guy. Huh. That's insane how that works out. And Alana Mayer. That's pretty insane how that works out, right? Just this kid from Fort Scott, Kansas. You bring him on by. You know, he joins Pittsburgh State University. And then next thing you know, he is a Monarch with Kansas City. It's absolutely amazing. You love, love, love to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Order here at planetjerky.net, as well as go to the gram, Planet Jerky, as well as Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Go to the gram, Seal the Deal _wax stamps. And then, of course, order at iesportsradio.com/seal the deal wax seals. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Oh, goodness gracious. Follow us on the Twitter, on the gram, on the Bookie Face, TikTok, YouTube, IE Sports Radio, as well as you can go directly www.iesportsradio.com/this is KC Sports. We are 1000% visual. We're no longer audio anymore. So when you follow our socials and whatnot, such as this is KC_IESR, as well as Real Franchise, you will get a direct feed over to the YouTube, and you will see my beautiful face that was made for radio, ladies and gentlemen. During the commercial break, we had some comments. I'm trying to play catch up here. Poor Jessica. She had snow on the 4th of July. I believe it. If you know anything about Kansas City weather, it's very bipolar. Like, it could be 76 degrees right now, and then later on tonight, we could be having a blizzard, and then maybe rain, and then it'll be sunshine at like 9 p.m., and then go into nighttime. Good alma mater and friend, Aaron. Yes, no snow over here, and love the hat. Yes, absolutely. Alma mater to alumni to alumnus. Alumnus to alumnus. Yes, there we go. Sports ticket in general. Thank you, sir. Yes, and the even wrestling tickets. Yes. Once upon a time in a faraway land, I remember when Monday Night Raw, like, front row seats or whatnot were in the 200 market. Now, I've been seeing reports all around that tickets have gone skyrocketing. And I'm talking like $900. That's just, what? That's absolutely insane. That is absolutely insane. It's just like going to the Super Bowl. I will be more than happy to watch the game or to watch the show or whatever the case may be in my living room where it's safe and sound, and I'm not forking out $1,000 for BS. The weather should be fine. If it snows, it's probably going to melt in a few hours. I doubt it'll be much. Yeah, that's kind of how it is over here. Let's see here. Of course, we got to do for Mr. Olson here. June 14. Granny Hulkster, Mid-States Wrestling 23rd Anniversary Show, and our very good friend, Mr. Saturday Night, Michael Berry, was going to be there. I also heard through the grapevine, too, that some guy named, or represents the banner of Burkamania, is going to be there. I also heard some other things, too. So I guess as the old pups say, all the cool kids say, the boys are back in town. The band is back together, just without Haji Shore. But that's a different day. That is a different show. Jessica, yet again. What was this? What was with that Sporting KC and Galaxy game that last night? It looked like a wreck. 1000%, it absolutely was. We're going to go into that here in just a second. We've got to talk about the ladies, though. That's why I was talking about Richard and Alana. It was crazy, right? We had basically like double duty with those folks here. But let's go ahead and talk about the Kansas City Current. Let's talk about the matchups here because, I mean, we talked about how last week they lost to North Carolina 3-2. Now, all of a sudden, Seattle Reign beats Kansas City Current 1-0 on May 2. What is up with that? Now, if you're watching this, doing your homework, for those of you that are keeping tally, I'm going left to right, left to right. So we're talking about Seattle, Kansas City. So when it comes to shots, 4 shots for Seattle, 13 shots for Kansas City, 2 shots on target comparable to 3 shots on target, 48% possession comparable to 52% possession, 423 passes versus 443, 74% pass accuracy for Seattle versus 77%, 9 fouls versus 14 fouls. 2 yellow cards for Seattle versus 1 yellow card. No red cards. We had no offsides for Seattle. However, 2 offsides for Kansas City. 5 corners versus 3 corners. End all be all. Seattle beats Kansas City 1-0. That was on Friday. As of right now, Kansas City is still leading at 5-2. They're over the number 2 placed Orlando Pride, as well as San Diego, that are 5-2 as well as San Diego Wave, that are 4-2 at the 3rd. So a lot of stuff can happen. I mean, what is it? We're still pretty early within the season here. There's just a lot going on, and that's what we like. May 11, Sunday, 11:50. I might actually be able to watch that match. It's going to be against Bay. That's going to be at CPKC Stadium, so it's going to be home for those of you that are keeping tabs at home. Let's see here. Let's see if it's just okay. So we got YouTube TV, we got ESPN. So basically, if you don't have extended cable or whatnot, go to a Buffalo Wild Wings, go to a Johnny's, go to a sports restaurant, an Applebee's, if they're still doing that thing. For those of you who have YouTube TV, you're good. You'll be able to watch the match. That's at 11:50 on May 11 against Bay FC. So that is going to be pretty awesome. The United States women's rugby team broke attendance this weekend. 10,518 fans at CPKC Stadium. I probably needed to make a banner out of that. And then, of course, I always forget. Jess, you are absolutely right. I always forget because I'm not used to the app. NWSL Plus is free. It is free. Watch it on your iPad or tablet. Watch it on your phone. Stream it onto your TV, whatever the case may be. I'll do all that fun jazz, guys. Like this is a fun time. This is great. I'm so excited for these women, and it's just great. It's just great. That's all I got to say about that. It's just great. United States women's rugby team breaks attendance record again. 10,518 fans at CPKC Stadium. This is coming from KSHB.com. Quote, unquote, it was a record-breaking Friday night at CPKC Stadium for the U.S. women's rugby team at 10,518 fans in attendance, a number, quote, unquote, far and away more than before, according to match organizers. That's awesome. That is freaking awesome. I want to see that. I want to see that number raise from 10,000. Let's do 15 just for fun. Let's go to 20. whatever the case may be, whatever the stadium holds, let's do it because that's great. That is absolutely great. Super super stoked for them. They deserve it. Women in general deserve it, but it's good to see this come to fruition and surface and what have you. It's now time that we are going to go ahead and we're going to finally talk about Sporting Kansas City against the LA Galaxy. What was that all about? What was that all about? Other than what's the old saying? A one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest? Because that's damn sure what it was about, ladies and gentlemen. Your boy's going to go ahead and sip on some water, get his notes ready to go, because we got some things to talk about here, as well as history making. So, with that being said, folks, stick around. We are not going to be gone long, but we are going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we are finally going to be talking about Sporting Kansas City. We're going to have some, you see it right here. We got some fan interaction zone. I got to talk to you guys. I got to talk. We've got plenty of time here left to go here. So, we're having a great show. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's see how everybody's doing and whatnot. But keep the comments ready to roll. I will air them on out, and we'll talk about it when we come back. But we're definitely talking about Sporting KC because that was a doozy. So stick around, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back.
What's up, Pittsburgh? This is Ralph Galise, the host of the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Are you that passionate, diehard Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, or just a Pittsburgh sports fan? Then please join me on the Injury Report every Tuesday on IE Sports Radio, the direct feed for all that is sports, and I will update you on all that's black and gold. Have you telling your Pittsburgh fans and friends what's up with Pittsburgh sports. Tune in Tuesday with me, Ralph Galise, the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go!
What's happening, sports fans? Are you a fan of Southern California sports? Are you looking for a show hotter than a hot summer day in California? Then look no further than the SoCal Supreme Sports Show, where I talk about all things Southern California sports. That's right, all sports teams from Southern California. From the hard-hitting tackles of the NFL, to the killer crossovers and big three-pointers of the NBA and WNBA, to the grand slams of the MLB, to the bone-chilling goals of the NHL, and to the booming kicks of the MLS. The SoCal Supreme Sports Show has it all for you. Oh, and let us not forget about the college sports as well. So join me, Taryn Rodriguez, every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
of the crowd, the drama and pageantry, the adrenaline rush and decadence of the world of professional wrestling. Join yours truly, the SoCal Saint, for the best pro wrestling podcast going today, the IE Wrestling Show, exclusively on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Join us every Wednesday from 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, every Wednesday, the IE Wrestling Show. It's just too woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for episode 92 of This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. Brandon, the franchise buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world, coming at you live, 75.8 degrees in downtown Kansas City. It is beautiful outside. It is absolutely beautiful. It is a little bit cold in here, but it is absolutely beautiful. We love to see it, especially a guy like me. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and, not only are we going to be doing some fan interaction here, I also wanted to be talking about Sporting KC. Where did these guys come from? Because I can tell you yesterday, for May the 4th be with you, Sporting KC beats LA Galaxy 1-0. But the funny thing is, they didn't even do a shot. They didn't fire a shot at all. You ready for this? We're going to be going left to right. For those of you who are keeping tally right now, during the fan interaction slash talk about discussion with Sporting KC, we're talking about KC, LA. KC, LA. So 0 shots comparable to 11 shots for the Galaxy. 0 shots on target comparable to 1 on target for the Galaxy. 28% possession comparable to 72%. 288 passes versus 705. That's ridiculous. Pass accuracy, 76% comparable to 90%. 7 fouls comparable to 8. 1 yellow card versus 2 yellow cards. 0 red cards. Evened out with the offsides. And then 1 corner versus 12 corners for LA. 1-0. Sporting Kansas City versus the Galaxy yesterday. What? Well, let's talk about it. Sporting KC becomes the first Major League Soccer team to win a game without recording a shot on goal. I mean, let's talk about this. Mayo Yoshida had the only score on Sunday night, but it was its own goal that led to a 1-0 victory for Sporting Kansas City. Don't you just hate that? I played soccer for like 2.5 seconds when I was in elementary school. Elementary school, that was like a club thing. I don't know about any other elementary school or grade school, whatever you want to call it, but the fact of the matter is, every once in a while we would have like certain sports that the grades would all be a part of and whatnot. We'd sign up for it. If you want to play soccer, come up with, bring your friends, whatever, come up with a team name. We'll make a league and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. That's what I did. I want to say 4th, 5th grade or whatever the case may be. I was goalie. I was not good by any means. However, I did block a couple of shots. So, I mean, that was cool. I never did, though, make my own goal to help the opposing team. I never did that. So I can at least say that with what skill set that I have with soccer, which is no, other than volleying the ball and at least keeping up. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, Yoshida probably had the worst case face walking back into the locker room, knowing that they went ahead and they tried to exit out the ball, and boy howdy, it hit the goalpost, and booyah, 1-0. Sporting KC. Sporting didn't have to do anything at all, and they win. They're the first team ever in MLS history to win a game without registering a shot on goal. Now, it was a double-double when it comes to history making, ladies and gentlemen. It was just the third win in 11 tries for Sporting Kansas City this season, but they're second in the last 3 games. That's great, but the Galaxy are still looking for their first victory 11 matches into the season, and even a 3-0 and 2 record in 5 previous matchups with Sporting KC didn't help. So I guess they're the Galaxy currently right now are their longest tenured when it comes to losing season. And then on the other end, you have Sporting Kansas City that makes absolute Major League Soccer history. It doesn't matter if another team does the exact same thing or not. They were the first in MLS history to win a game without registering a shot or a goal. That's pretty insane. That's pretty insane. And honestly, with all the changes that are happening in the back office and what have you with Sporting, you definitely want to you'll take anything you'll take. Um, it could have been like a Randy Johnson thing where a bird got in the way. Uh, GG to that pigeon back in the day, and we would have taken that win. Um, I've said this to a couple of people. I will say this now. I will indefinitely take a win over a team that once hosted for Kobe Jones and David Beckham back in the day. I'll indefinitely take that. So this is my this is my cup. This is my Super Bowl, if you will. So I will take that. Interim coach Kerry Zavignin and the Galaxy's Greg Vanny were teammates once upon a time in a faraway land for the men's national team. So that's some interesting facts, if you will. The two coaches represent their current teams when the two clubs squared off in the conference final of the 2000 MLS Cup, won by the then Kansas City Wizards. 2000, my God. Who went on to beat the Chicago Fire 1-0 in the championship match. 2000, that was 25 years ago, 24 years ago, if you will, depending on how you do your math here. But I don't even want to think back on that. I've already shown my age plenty of times with with this show. And I'm done doing it. I'm done doing it, folks. I'm not showing my age anymore. Some people are going to be like, "Oh, you're still young. Just leave me alone. Let me be dramatic for the next few minutes and what have you." Um, Goodness gracious, guys, it has been what a crazy weekend for sports. What an absolutely crazy weekend for sports. We're going to segue into the fan interaction zone. If you've got something to say hi, say hello. Keep it PG though. I'm not trying to get fined. They don't pay me enough to take care of the fines. Um, but you know, what a crazy weekend, and you love to see more when it comes to all this stuff. But we will take what we can get. Um, trying to think back here because I lost my train of thought. I was talking to somebody who I actually had to educate them on sports ball, if you will. Um, and had to give them a little bit of the history of the Kansas City Current, Sporting KC, which were once upon a time in a faraway land, the Kansas City Wizards. Then, of course, the Chiefs, the Royals, all that good jazz. My tenure with Olathe North High School, and then going into Pittsburgh State University. Um, yeah, boy, if I could have talked their ear off yesterday while we were at work about sports, I think it would have indefinitely made the shift go by 20 times faster instead of just 10. But it was indeed fun for me simply because of the fact I got to educate somebody who is not really educated on sports, and that's fun. Because then you just kind of see the glimmer in their eye, and they're like, this is kind of interesting. I get to talk to somebody who actually knows what they're talking about, and they can educate me, and maybe that'll cause me to want to watch a match with Sporting KC or the KC Current, or watch a game with the Chiefs or the Royals or whatever the case may be. Um, some people that we haven't really had a chance to talk about here are the Mavericks, the Kansas City Mavericks. You remember those guys? Yeah, they used to be the Kansas City Blades. Now they're Kansas City Mavericks. They're taking on uh, the Tahoe Night Monsters at 7:05 tonight at Cable Dahmer in Independence. They have been they've been rocking it so far. And we're going to talk about that once I get everything set up here while I'm doing this with one hand, Jack. But let's see here. I mean, 49 wins, 18 losses, and they're in the lead. They're in the lead. They have they've already. I mean, they've basically killed it so far. I mean, what can you say about the Mavericks, other than the fact of it's. I wish, and I've talked to Taryn Rodriguez about this several times. I wish that there was a way for me to fly out to Anaheim, so then I could watch a Anaheim Ducks game. Because anybody who knows me knows that I am a Disney fan, and one of the first Disney movies I saw was the Mighty Ducks movies, and of course they will always forever be until the end of time, aka my tenure on this earth, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. They will never just be the Ducks or what have you. So it's good to have a team that's close by, that you don't have to watch off of just solely ESPN or whatever the case may be, to just watch them, have a great time, and yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. It's just good to see another hockey team again, and I have bits and pieces. I know I'm a horrible broadcaster, but I have bits and pieces been watching the Mavericks or keeping up to date with them. Tahoe Night Monsters at 7:05 tonight over in the Missouri side of Kansas City, over at Independence, over at the Cable Dahmer Arena. Definitely go support them. Hell, even go to your local rally house and what have you. Grab yourself some merch. They got some jerseys, they got T-shirts, they got the lanyards and all that fun jazz. It's fun. It's fun to support more than just the bandwagon sports ball, if you will. I honestly can't wait to go back to another hockey game. There's a lot of stuff I want to do. It just really depends on if I get the opportunity to actually do it instead of just talk about it. I think it would also be even more fun just for the sanctity of the fact of being able to interact with y'all while I'm at said event. So that's something I would have loved to have done last week when WWE was in Kansas City. However, that didn't work out, and that's perfectly fine. But it's definitely one of those things. We all want to do something, but sometimes the cookie just doesn't crumble that way, folks. The cookie does not crumble that way, not all the time. We're going to take another quick commercial break here. We're probably going to wind things up here in just a bit. We're going to be talking a little bit about what is going on with Kansas City. What's going on in Kansas City? What's going on this week? Because I know there's a lot more stuff going on than just for today. And then with that being said, we're going to segue into next week. We're going to be talking about next week, what's going on with the show, and then what's going on with yours truly, and this and that. I don't think Lucky's going to make an appearance. That would probably be the reason why people aren't really interacting, because they want to see Lucky. They don't want to see Brandon. That's totally fine, though. I would choose to see Lucky, too. But we're going to talk about a little bit more of what's going on in the Kansas City area, both on the Missouri and Kansas side. Doesn't really matter where you are, just as long as you're enjoying the air, enjoying the weather, enjoy it while you can. It's not going to last, at least for a little bit, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it here. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. You are watching another episode 92 of This is KC Sports, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back.
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernan, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly, every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at iSports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making iSports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
Are you a Tar Heel, Blue Devil, Demon Deacon, or maybe even a Gamecock? Do you cheer for the Panthers, the Canes, the Crown? And check out the Carolina Sports Update every week with me, Neil Curtis, to get the latest and greatest on all the sports action in the Carolinas. We'll be talking pro sports, ACC and SEC football, basketball, baseball, and everything in between. We'll even talk a little Formula One racing now and again. So, for the best hour of Carolina sports coverage, catch me each week on Carolina Sports Update with Neil Curtis, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. Brandon, the franchise buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. 76 degrees in Kansas City. Oh, goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen. Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Order at planetjerky.net, as well as go to the gram and go check out Planet Jerky, as well as Seal the Deal wax seals over on the gram, Seal the Deal _wax stamps, as well as order at iesportsradio.com/seal the deal wax seals. And then IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes, donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. As well as everything is now visual and no longer audio. So follow us on the Twitter, Gram, Bookieface, TikTok, YouTube at IE Sports Radio. Scroll on by until you find This is KC Sports, as well as talking about socials. This is KC _IESR, as well as at Real Franchise. We interact We have fun. We have a great time. Now that everything is 100% visual and no longer audio, we have a little bit more fun here because now you can actually see me talking instead of hear me talking. And take that as you will. We like to do all that fun jazz. What's happening in Kansas City this week? Well, we already talked about what's happening for Cinco de Mayo, and basically wherever you're going to be at. If for those of you who partake in said festivities, I'm sure you can make it into a fun time. Just make sure you get home safe. Friday, May 9 at 7 p.m. It is Kansas Speedway weekend. So it is the ARCA Menard Series, the 2025 Spring ARCA Menard Series race, starting at 7 p.m. Tickets are starting at $16. The Kansas Speedway is over in the Legends area. So if you're within the area, so Olathe, Oakland Park, Shawnee, Lenexa, all that jazz, you're not too far off from it. Saturday, May 10 at 6:30 is the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. That starts at 6:30. And then the end all be all Sunday, May 11 at 2 p.m., the NASCAR Cup Series 2025 Advent Health 400. Grab your tickets to be a part of an unforgettable weekend. I've never been to a NASCAR race in Kansas City. I was gone when the Speedway was built when I was living in Pittsburgh, and when I came back, I think it was one of my high school reunions actually, and I came back and I thought it was really awesome. I just never had the chance to come up here and do all that fun jazz, but it is what it is, right? May 9, art course over at the Nelson Atkins Museum. They're always having great things over there, as well as over at the Kansas City Zoo. Dinosaurs around the world, quote unquote, the great outdoors. That is also May 9. May 9 as well over on Powell Gardens, Painted Garden. Of course, the NASCAR weekend. And then something that looks absolutely fun, the Lenexa Art Fair on May 10 starts at 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. over on 87th Street. Lenexa Art Fair is the perfect outing for art enthusiasts and jazz lovers. This one-day outdoor juried art fair features about 50 fine artists from the region, live jazz throughout the day, children's art activities, food trucks and wine, craft beer, and fine spirit tastings. That is May 10 off of 87th Parkway from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m., the Lenexa Art Fair. We had a thing in Pittsburgh, Kansas. It was art crawl, if you will, and that was fun. Um, and they had an entire block just completely just shut off and what have you, and you could just scroll on by and do your thing and interact with people, hear some music, check out some art, do all that jazz, and yeah. Uh, so yeah, check it on out. Go to visitkc.org, and that's where you can definitely check out all of the good things that are happening. Or excuse me, .com. Visit kc.com and check out all the stuff that are happening this week, other than today for Cinco de Mayo. 3:18 this afternoon Central Standard Time. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to every single person that is watching from wherever you may be. It is absolutely an absolute joy to um, uh, entertain you guys at least weekly, or at least try to, if you will. It's fun. I love doing this. This is fun for me. I hope it's fun for you guys as well. Um, so, I mean, the fact of the matter is, that is what is happening. Is going to be a joyous weekend. It's going to be a busy weekend with NASCAR and the art fair and this and that. We talked about Sporting KC. We talked about KC Current. We talked about the Royals. The boys in blue are doing great. 6:40 tonight against the Chicago White Sox. The boys in blue are taking on the White Sox. Um, and then, of course, Sporting KC, they had that big win against the LA Galaxy. I don't know why my phone is going insane right now. Um, and then, geez, I don't know. Technology, what are you going to do? And then, of course, Sporting KC, they um, they had their match this weekend on Friday. Uh, it is what it is, 1-0. Their next one is going to be May 11, which is Sunday at 11:50. It's going to be home. It's going to be indefinitely free on NWSL Plus, as well as ESPN and at least a base of YouTube TV. Um, definitely come check that on out. If you happen to go to the match, make sure you say hi to Richard Harper. You can't miss him. He's the bald, bearded teal guy, painted in all teal. He's wearing a kilt and he's got a red glittered beard. You can't miss him. And if you do, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, folks, but he's probably going to be there. Knowing Richard, he's probably going to be there. Um, what can you do? What can you say? Ladies and gentlemen, follow us on the Twitter, Instagram, Bookie Face, TikTok, YouTube at IE Sports Radio. Scroll on down until you find This is Casey Sports, and you can find this show every Monday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, talking about socials. This is KC underscore IESR, as well as Real Franchise. We interact, we like to have fun. Um, it's a great time. It's a great time for everybody. You can ask the people that were interacting with the show earlier. It's a fun time. Um, so I mean, definitely go on out, enjoy the weather while you can. I'm looking at the weather right now because I want to see um, how long we're going to be enjoying. At least Kansas City wise, we're going to be enjoying at least 76 degrees, close to 80 degrees. Um, I mean, geez Louise, what? Tomorrow it's going to be 75, then it's going to drop down to 67 on Wednesday. Thursday it's going to be high of 68. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday it's going to be 78 degrees. Then finally next week, Monday and Tuesday, 80. So we're on a good path for some great weather, other than Wednesday when it decides that it's going to rain on us. But you know what? That's okay because we probably do need rain. Let's see here. Goodness gracious. What else can I say, guys? I mean, it's been a great weekend when it comes to the boys in blue, and when it comes to the Kansas City Currents, and even though they lost their match, they're still number one in the league. So we can't really frown on that. And then of course, Sporting KC. What in the good googly moogly was that match all about? But we won, even if we didn't, fire a shot. But we did what we did, and here we are. Here we are. So, Brian, very good to see you, sir. I love seeing your stuff, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to say hi to me and everybody else with this is KC Sports. I 3:23 this afternoon, Monday, 76 degrees outside. We are an hour and 23 minutes past of what we were supposed to be doing. We're 23 minutes past, I should say. But we have got a great lineup for the rest of your Monday. Let me just go back over to my list here. I had it up and then I accidentally clicked out of it. But coming up here in the 4 o'clock hour Eastern time from 5 o'clock, it's going to be the Carolina Sports Update with Neil Curtis, as well as 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Chi-Town Weekly, as well as the Extra Mile. 2 shows in one, different hosts, different shows, but at the same time. And then, of course, to end the Monday broadcast, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, it will be Set Point with Taryn Rodriguez. And then that will be going on to end the Monday broadcast for IESR. Every Monday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, you can catch me on the show live and in color. I might be wearing a hat. I might not be wearing a hat. I might have Lucky with me. I might not have Lucky with me. Lucky being my cat, not Fate. All that good jazz. But, we like to have fun. We like to keep everybody up to date with what's going on in their side of the woods. Um, you know, what did I see last week? I saw something that even people at Monday Night Raw were still getting confused that just because of the fact that they were in quote unquote Kansas City, they weren't in Kansas. Not to be that guy with the terrible puns, but they weren't in Kansas anymore, and they definitely weren't over at the T-Mobile Center. Um, yeah, I guess some of the men and women kind of forgot the memo that Kansas City uh, for the T-Mobile Center for Monday Night Raw last week was in Missouri, not in Kansas. So that was fun to watch people interact. I had to put in something on Twitter. I was just like, just a friendly reminder that the side of the woods that y'all are on is in Missouri, not Kansas. So let's just get that straight. That's for every Missourian, and that's for every Kansan. Um, and their cringe face, if you will. I think that is a great time to go ahead and end the show. 325. We have got the Carolina Sports Update coming up next, so stay tuned for that. It is a great show with a great colleague. It's a good time for everybody, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming on by. If you did, I appreciate you even watching. If you decided not to say anything, that's totally cool too. I always tell people, as long as people just keep it safe and keep it clean and what have you, then everybody has a good time and Brandon doesn't get in trouble. Next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Monday, 2 p.m. Keep up with the socials. This is Casey_IESR. If something crazy happens, especially like if I decide to go on vacation, we will keep you updated on how we're going to be doing the show. Definitely keep up with some snippets, if you will, between myself and the rest of the colleagues with IESR. We sometimes do some snippets on what just happened with the show and what just happened with the sports world and said location and this and that. So definitely, I appreciate all the likes and the retweets, if you will. Any type of interaction, any type of watcher interaction, I absolutely appreciate because that just means that the show is growing. Once upon a time in a faraway land, we used to literally have 3 listeners to the show. Now we have had above 300 watching the show. So a humongous jump from the very beginning the show ever started to where we are today, and I appreciate all of you guys. I can't thank you guys enough. I can't show my enthusiasm enough to what you guys mean to the show and to me, and for helping it progress. But that's enough of me. It is 327 Central Standard Time here shortly. You're going to be having the Carolina Sports Update and then we'll go from there. But next week, same bat time, same bat channel, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday, we will talk about what's going on in the sports world, what happened this past weekend, well, I guess this next weekend, if you will, and all that good jazz. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, episode 92. Until next time, this is the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world, Brandon the Franchise Buck. And this is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Until next time, I'll catch you down the road.